Hey guys, welcome back to the video. In our last tutorial, we worked on our player movement. So we worked on our player gravity, then its look up and is when it's falling. Then also we did you made use of the animation player to make an animation for the player whenever the game starts. That I think before the game starts. So I think let's work with that now. So create a new scene, and I think our new scene should be of it, 2D, or instead let's change this to a control. And this should be better. Okay, so rename this to main and set its ratio to its full range. Okay, yeah. Now I think let's save this. Head over to your scene, create a photo, and main screen and save. Okay, so now let's instance our background to the scene. Yeah, that's good. And also on our player. Yeah, so let's drag this to by our middle. And I think this is good. So if you run this thing, our player will be able to go through the floor since we haven't worked on that. Then also, as you can see, okay, I think we'll work on that later since all our player just needs to do is collide with the floor. We don't need to know whether it goes at the back of the floor or at the top. So for now, I think that's okay. And you can see the scrolling effect is actually making it seem as if the player is moving, which the player basically is just saying at a single point, which is actually good. So now I think let's work with the ready function we actually did for our player. Now, for start, let's go to our script. Now, when the game begins, we want our player to stay at a constant position. We want it to play this animation, our ready animation, which we worked on. So, there are multiple ways to do this, but I think the best way for me is just to stop the physics, stop calling our process function. Yeah. So what you can do is just on player, declare a function, and I think let's name this player move. Let's call move and set a value of type boolean. This is not going to return anything. Then we're going to set its process to whatever value this is. So basically, if this value is true, our process function is going to run. But if it's false, it's not going to be called. Our process function isn't going to be called. So let's test that out. Or okay, let's actually play our animation. Okay, I think let's just write it at the top. So at the beginning, once let's get our animation player. So Control Shift D on Windows to duplicate. Then rename this to animation player. This is going to be of a type animation player. Get node animation player. Okay. Now at the start of our game, we want our animation animation player to play our get ready. Our get ready. I think it's this how we need it. Get ready. Okay. Yeah. Then also we want we don't want our process function to be called. So just go for our when we name it again player move. Let's say our player move equals to false. Okay, now let's head over to amazing and play this. Yeah, so as you can see now our player just floats in the air. And I think we can actually play the animation where the player just flapping his wings from start. I think that will actually be pretty nice. So let's actually see that. So animated sprite dot play. I think this should just play. We'll actually need to call this after. So let's pick a random bed first. And then also let's say it's gravity. Here move it to false. Then let's place animation. Okay. Okay, now so you see it's actually really nice. So we got our player flying at the start of our game. Then also I think let's start working on our pipe. So let's create a new scene. Our pipe is going to be of a character body 2D. Then rename this to pipe. Then let's add a sprite and also let's add our okay, let's see our collision shape. Yeah, okay, so let's head over to our assets. Okay, so now as you can see, we have two pipe. So probably I think let's just also do a random pipe at the beginning of our game too, like we did for the bed and the background. So this is actually going to be a little bit different from the one we worked on before. So we're going to attach a script to our pipe, and this is going to be of a character body to be. You can just set this to default for now and create. Okay, we need to specify spots first. So head over to the scene. I name this object and save this here. Let's create. So first off, we need to create, let's say our const pipe. Let's so what we're going to do now is actually declare an array and think let's since we have two pipe, then we're just simply going to drag this to one here. So okay, and drag our pipe red also. So basically, I think you might actually know what you want to, what we're actually working on. So what we just want to do is just pick a random value to from this our array of pipes. Now I'm actually going to get our sprite let's specify this price to be. Okay, yeah. Now at the beginning of our array, want our sprite the texture to be equals to load. So we have to load this. Then our pipe, this is going to be our pipe underscore texture. Then bracket of array. Then brand. Pick random. I think it's supposed. No, let's just test this out. Let's say one pick the first value of the array. So let's save this in our object. Say our pipe.g is okay, I saved it. So let's test this out. Okay, so it picked our green. Now let's actually just declare random. We just declare random integer, and we're just going to call rand I from range 1 0 to 1, or probably instead let's just use rand. Let's use the brackets and rand I modulo pi. Sorry for that. Pi texture dot size. Okay, so this should give us a random pipe at the start of our game. So let's test this out now. Okay, green, and I think okay, red. So now let's work. So now let's work on our pipe movement. Then also think for our pipe, let's just drag this so to be able to scale our pipe and its collision shape. So let's just look for a random pipe. Just pick any. So this doesn't matter since it's still going to pick a random pipe. Then our collision shape is going to be a rectangle, and we're just going to drag this around here. Meet here, and drag this off here. Okay, I think that's good. Now also, I think we'll need one more node to which we're going to use to be able to know whenever our pipe goes off the screen. So, I think we don't need it here, so let's just save this, then create a different scene for our pipe. Okay, I think this, okay, so we don't need this anymore here. And I think we'll actually need to move this because if we actually to create a scene, it's actually going to, sometimes the pipe can be both green and red at the same time. So I think we're actually going to get rid of this. Okay. Let's just copy everything. Then we're just gonna detach this script. So just save it like that. Just have like a pure I. So create a new scene. And this is also gonna be of a character body 2D. Let's just call these pipes. What name this? And we're gonna instance this. So our top pipe, then also just duplicate this. So this is going to be our top pipe, and this is going to be our bottom pipe. Okay, now let's just position this real quick. So for our top pipe, what we want to do, I think let's drag this to the top first. Then we don't actually need to. So we can just simply rotate it 90. Okay, so 180 degrees, and I think that should be good for our bottom pipe. So now we're just going to leave some space for our player where it can pass. And I think just going to use this ruler to measure 120. I think that's it. And that should be okay. Then let's add. Now we need to add a visibility notifier and enabler and notify. This we're going to use it to be able to know whenever this pipe goes off the screen. Then lastly, we're going to add an area. Okay, so this our area 2D is going to be used for detecting whenever the player passes, so we can add a score, a point for the player. Now let's just adjust. So for our air 2D, let's add a collision shape 2D. Yeah, then rectangle. Now I think I'm just going to drag it here. I want also have a notifier. I think I want it to be at the end of the screen too. Now let's just scale this. Now gotta be careful, don't let the collision shape for the point actually touch the pipe. So just drag it around here. I think that should be good. And also here, just gonna move this a little. Yeah, that should be okay. Let's just reduce its size. Then finally try to drag this. Let's just actually scale this on the pipe. Okay. Mm, this is good. This should be okay. Yeah. So now Let's work on our script for the player. So first off, control save this py.csn. So that is okay. We don't actually need, I think it's giving us a when we don't need a shape for our pipe since all the detection and this is going to be done from our player. Pipe.jsn, I think we actually have a script already, so just connect our pipe.gd back. Then let's paste that for we. Okay, so now at the start, okay, the two pipe. Then what we want to get is ready. Let's make this our bottom pipe. This gets new. Okay, and also our top pipe. Then okay, so okay, what we want is our top pipe dot get node that's going to be of a sprite. Yeah, I think that is a sprite. We didn't rename that here. So it's sprite 2D. Then dot texture yellow. Okay, so let's just test this out. Okay, so seems like I think this should be working. But just going to give us the same pipe every time we run our script. So but let's just use our randomize here. Our randomize. So I want to see if it's actually going to give us a green pipe, a lot of red. Okay, but I think that should be working fine where we can go. Let us drag this green pipe, set it to green. Then let's just run this. Okay, I don't know why. I don't think you need to worry about this. I think it's still giving us a random pipe. Then I think let's use a function. Yeah, so let's just move this out. I'm just going to say our var paste this here. Okay, so just duplicate this. I'm going to do this for our bottom pipe. Okay, so that should be good. Now, let's start. Actually, let's just see this in our main. Let's drag our pipe, and I think we're going to see what I'm actually talking about. So, pipes.csn, drag this around here. So, I think this should be okay for our player to pass Yeah, that should be okay. So now basically what we want to do is we want our pipe to move to the left. Then whenever it reaches outside the screen, that is whenever it's asked here, we want our pipe to delete. So that's just something really simple. Let's head over to our pipe script. Then I'm going to declare a const speed. So this is going to be how fast our pipe moves. Let's say -100. Then simply on ready, we want our velocity dot vector 2 to be equal to our speed for the x and 0 on our y. Now, okay, so let's declare a physics process function, and then we're going to use our move and collide. So this is just going to be our velocity star delta. Okay, so now I think we're done for our pipe. So let's just test this out. Just going to keep our pipe around here. And okay, yeah. So as you can see, our pipe is moving. But then also our pipe is actually the bottom pipe is actually placing itself on top of the floor. We don't want that. So I think first off, that is our layer. Then we're just going to set this to 0, I think, not really sure. Okay, but this actually going to give us an error. So our pipe is actually just going to show at the back of our screen. So yeah, as you can see, when our pipe moves, it's just going to be overlaid, then also our player isn't visible again. So what can we do? Now, I think the best way, first off, let's reset this. Then also we need to get rid of our background sky since we want our pipe to be displayed at the back of the floor, but we want it to be displayed at the top of the sky. So well, I think we don't need this anymore. We can get rid of it all. But if you still want the sky animation where the sky is moving you, I think you just have to declare this in a different make a different scene for the sky. Then I think it should be good. Then all you need to do is just rearrange. Let's save this like that. Okay. Now let's just test this out for a second. Okay, yeah. Okay, we haven't worked. Now, firstly, let's add a canvas layer. Canvas layer. Okay, drag this to the top. Then all we're going to do is just add our pipe. We're actually going to get rid of this pipe, but just for now, when we're going to set the layer, I think for the background, our layer is on -100. And for this, we're just going to set it to, let's just say 102, something lower than the background layer. Okay, so if we can just test this out on our scene, and actually we can see that this is working out. So now for our Right, we're just going to add a sprite to the then we're also going to do, like I said during the first video, I'm just going to be working on a simple static background. So I don't actually need mine to move. And just position this well. And let's just test this out. Okay, so our pipe isn't displaying, and that's because this. Okay, so I think this should. Let's just bring our pipe closer. And yeah, so now you can see, you can look now. This just makes it look like as if our pipe was caught at the bottom. Okay, so that is good. Actually, we're just going to get rid of the pipe thing here. Then we're just going to simply add a node 2D. So this is probably what we're going to be used to spawn. This is the position where our pipe is going to be spawned, and I'm just going to move this around here. Yeah, that should be okay. Yeah. Now let's head over to our pipes here and do some finishing touches. So first off, let's work on our pipe whenever I leave the screen. So go to your visibility node, your yeah, node signal. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. Then connect the screen exited, and I think we're just going to rename this to on screen exited. Yeah, so simply what we want to do is whenever our pipe exits the screen, we want to free it. But we do just want to free our pipe. I think basically just to avoid error, we want to disable our shape, our pipe shape. So first off, I think let's add a function. So since we want to disable both, so we're going to say disable shape, and we're going to call our top pipe, and already we should have done that for this. So I'm just going to leave that to you. Just make this a lot cleaner using just a single function, then just pass them as arguments. Then feel free. So now for our function, we're going to say our disable shape, and which is going to be of a node. And simply what I want to do is shape dot set deferred. So this basically what this is going to do is before our pipe is deleted from the scene, uh, and it's going to wait for it to disable its shape before it's actually going to get rid of our pipe. So I think let's just check the documentation for that. Assign the value to give after the current find this is there. So basically you can check online documentation or read about it. Okay, now I think that's good. That's good. Now lastly, what also we need to do is send a signal. to our that is for our pipe. Whenever the player passes the pipe, we want to update our score. So we're just going to head over to our area 2D, and our pipe is of an area 2D too. So just gonna connect our area 2D existed. So whenever the player passes through the pipe, do this okay. Connect that. Then simply let's go to the top, add a signal. I'm just going to call this update score. Go here and update score dot init. So this anytime our player passes through the pipe, it's just going to update our score. And I think that's it. That should be it. Yeah. So I think in our next video, we'll start off by spawning our pipe for the player.